This is one of two videos I'm going to make on using the XYZ point filters. The first one will be using simple XYZ filters, and the second one will be using this other toolbar with the XYZ filters that have been put on steroids with the at command. And let's start with the line command, and we pick point X and we pick the center of this circle. And the command line says we need YZ. So if we run up here and pick this intersection, we have now shown it such. And we turn ortho off, and again we can see what we've done. So now if we want to do the other, we can do point X of this intersection, come down and pick here, and now we've drawn a line that lines up perfectly with the X and the Y's that we chose. Now we're going to move this circle so that it lines up in the x-axis with this circle. And to do that, we're using the grips in the center of the circle. We pick point X, we come down and we snap to the center of the circle, and now you can see we've locked in the x coordinate for that, and AutoCAD is waiting for us to enter the y coordinate, and we can simply pick back at the center of this, and we've now moved it so that in the x-axis these are lined up perfectly accurate to 8 decimal places. And if I do an undo and I grip it again and I move it and I go point Y and I grab the center of this, now you'll see no matter how I go in the y-axis, it will not move. It will only move to the x-axis. And if I type the shift and the at sign, with at being the last point picked, then it moves down to this location. So that is rather nice the way that works. And a quick example of the x-at steroids, which I'll show more detail in the next video. If I pick this and I do x-at, all I have to do is hit the center of the circle and I'm done. That is so much easier than using polar tracking and such as that. It's really nice how that works. One of the nice things about this is having these point filters on the toolbar. You can move them around to where you want. I'm going to do a similar line command that I did at the beginning. If I do the line command and I pick point X, center of the circle, command line says it needs Y, and there we are. I pick Y first and I pick the center of this, and I simply run over here and grab that, and I've got two lines that line up that way perfectly with the points that I picked. And what you're doing is telling AutoCAD to take the X point that I pick and the Y point that I pick and put a comma in between them and make me a new point. That's basically all that you're doing. I'm going to do one more example of this where we pick into the midpoint of these two boxes, and this could be done with the M2P O-snap, but it's just, to me, as easy to do it using the point filters if the point filters are convenient. And I do the line command, point X, pick the x-axis of that, the Y for that, point X again, the X of that line, and the Y of this midpoint, and bingo, I'm done. It's just that simple. So the next video I will get into using the X-at and the Y-at and show you how much easier it is if you use those. And as my students in previous classes have said, this saves me a lot of time on doing my homework.